Hi guys, it's Trig and welcome to the Shar'Dama build for Skyrim, also known as Ahmann Jardir. My pronunciation of the words will not be the greatest, but I hope you can follow it. I tried my best with this build. It proved extremely difficult, and I hope you understand the build will not be 100% accurate to the character from the Demon Cycle. The build was requested after my Painted Man build. I tried my best to differentiate the characters, but obviously they are from the same universe, so this build is somewhat similar, but I tried to focus a bit more on the powers and abilities that Shar'Dama has in combat. The build will have timestamps on screen just now, and I'll try my best to make the video as easy to follow as possible. I'm going through the mods for the build for the gameplay, then the mods for the appearance, and then perks of how to approach the combat playing as this build, so I hope you enjoy. So all the mods are from the original Skyrim, so not the Legendary Edition. I don't know which ones have been carried over yet, but I think quite a few of them have been. You'll start the game with the alternate start mod, so you can get right into the action and possibly avoid the Dragonborn questline. I used the equipping overhaul, so the character always has the spear on his back, which is kind of similar to the character in the actual book, because he's always seen with his spear. Flesh spells, fortify unarmed damage was used because it just increases the unarmed damage, and I always use a flesh spell when I go into combat. Jardir is a master of unarmed combat. Sharushak, I don't know how it's pronounced. Unlock grip was used so that the same spear, so the spear of Kaji that I'm using, can be used in one hand and in two hands. The mod is a bit buggy, however when it works it is really cool, and I used smart cast, which would allow me to use a flesh spell as soon as I enter combat, which also increases the unarmed damage and maximizes the protection of the character. So next are the mods for the appearance of the character. You may wish to find alternative mods. These are the ones I thought gave the best accuracy to the colours and hopefully the overall look. So the first is the Black Mage Armour mod. I used the Plate Archmage Armour, and it looks pretty awesome, and it has an incredible enchantment on it. This was worn either at night or whenever I entered combat. I also wore the gauntlets and boots from this mod, shown on screen. I believe they're the Ebony Black Mage Heavy Armour gauntlets. I wore a white face mask from the mod Face Masks of Skyrim. This went well with my hood to give the character the required appearance. I had the mod Hoods and Circlets, so I could wear obviously a hood and a circlet. The circlet was the Crown of Kaji and was from GS Armoured Circlets, wearing the Ebony variant, which was heavy armour. I used immersive armours so that I could get the Tribunal hood. This was white and was always worn. I also wore the unarmoured white robes when I was not in combat, and this helped with my character's mobility. In the book series, he wears white robes when he's not in combat, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'm very sorry, and that's why he's got a white hood as well. I used the Cloaks of Skyrim mod so that I could get a cloak to match the Cloak of Kaji. This certain cloak is from the Dragon Priest Nacrin. I tried the best to get a cloak that sort of matched what I hope the Cloak of Kaji looks like, but obviously this will not be what it looks like because it seems like quite a fine cloak in the book series. However, this cloak seems quite worn, but I think it gives a pretty cool overall appearance. I used the Ring of Ultravision to have ward sight. I used the mod Spear of Thorns to get the spear for my character. Then I used the Redguard Shield mod, which gave me this insane looking shield for my character. Now for the perks. So we have Destruction, got 2 points in the Mastery for Magicka efficiency, then a point in Runecaster so I can place the runes further away, which is really useful for when the enemies are charging towards you, and is the ward drawing in the air. Restoration, 2 points in Restoration Mastery for the efficiency again. Descending Light, so your Magicka regenerates as you enter combat, which is like Jardir is absorbing the energy of his opponents. Edgewalker, more effective restoration spells when your health is below half. I had Smartcast using a healing spell when my health was below 50%, so this is really useful. And then Respite, healing spells restore stamina also, which is useful because I'm doing constant power attacks. Alteration, again, Mastery for the efficiency. Spellblade, so when you have a weapon in one hand you deal more damage with a spell, which is good because I only use one hand. Same sort of thing here. And then with this perk you reduce the enemy's Magicka resistance. Then these perks are just to increase your resistances and stats. So to resistances I believe I chose Fire and Frost. Then choose an attribute. I chose health. Nullifier. This is to represent Jardir draining power from all of his opponents. Next, in heavy armor, basically chose all the perks that would either maximize his heavy armor value or his efficiency wearing the armor. All the perks I chose in the block tree are just quite effective and useful. You don't have to have every single one of them, but I just chose the ones I liked. And then two-handed, all of the perks which would unlock decapitations and reduce my stamina use when doing power attacks. Okay, next I thought I'd go over how I approach and enter combat. You go in either with your two-handed Spear of Kaji or one-handed. If you have one-handed, you want to make sure your flesh spell has been used and you're in a heavy armor, swapping from your white robes. Next, you want to take out your spear, and with fire rune, before they get up onto you, you just use it multiple times to get maximum damage done. And then as they come on right onto you, you want to have the a shield out, and with your shield out, you just use that and fight in the combat. If you'd prefer to do maximum damage, I would just swap right back onto two-handed weapons and just pummel the person. And then when you're not wanting to even use any weapons, you can go unarmed at any point. Thought I'd quickly talk to you about my Sky UI setup. So I have everything that I use is favorited. I have a group 1 for what I wear in combat, group 2 for what I wear when not in combat, so I can change to my robes, and I also have that on a number. So Ebony Flesh I have being enabled when I enter combat. That's really all it does. Then Close Wounds is activated when my health is less than 50%. So hope you've enjoyed, guys. This has been Trigger J. This is a build that I hope you will play and enjoy. I'm sorry if it's not the most accurate, but if you want to ask any questions in the description, I can reply to those instantly, well, as soon as I can. And I can make a part 2 if you want more from this build, but it would be quite a while away, unfortunately, because I've got loads of builds planned. But I hope you enjoy the build, guys. Thank you for watching. Peter Free Brett, thank you for your insane book series, and goodbye.